Hey, welcome to Petty Talks with Deja. So today I want to talk about Chris Brown, Kylie Jenner, and 50 Cent. So what do these three people have in common? Absolutely nothing, other than the fact that they are celebrities and they apparently abuse their employees. Anyone who's applying to work for them, beware. But the first thing I want to talk about with Chris Brown is like a little bit different than the whole situation with him and his housekeeper who is suing him. It was he has a song out with Leon Thomas. I do like Leon Thomas's music, specifically his song Mud that went really viral. Chris Brown was on the remix. 10 out of 10. I don't like Chris Brown. I think that he is an abuser. Beat him down Brown, as we all say. Absolutely true. It still rings true to this day. And I honestly think that Chris Brown is a menace to society. Somebody needs to go ahead and put him down. Hey. But he has a new song out with Leon Thomas, Falling. And somebody made a comment. They said, again, this is why I keep going back to Mud. It's been a very long time since I've seen anyone challenge Chris Brown to leave his comfort zone. Huge credit to Leon Thomas. He seems well positioned to unlock boxes even CB didn't know he had. Long may this relationship continue. Listen to the song. I actually really like it. It's kind of giving like an old timey vibe. Like I would hear it in a movie, kind of like the vampire movie with Michael B. Jordan, Sinners. It kind of seems like something that would have been on that soundtrack. Leon Thomas has written for a lot of people. He is a good writer. I don't think that he wrote Chris Brown's verse, but I do think that Chris Brown probably heard Leon Thomas's music and was like, you know what? I can't bring what I normally bring. So he kind of like stepped it up a little bit. And you know what? The verse was good. He sounds good. He definitely pushed him out of his comfort zone. Let's be honest, and a lot of people, they don't want to say this because a lot of people are just attracted to Chris Brown mainly because he a light skin. Like when we were all young, we were like, oh, Chris Brown is so cute. But honestly, as an adult, with everything that he has going on, that nigga ain't cute no more. But also, like, Chris Brown is like making the same music over and over again. He does have a couple of outliers that are just really good, like residuals. But for the most part, a lot of his music does sound the same. And the only thing that's keeping him going is those outliers like residuals that are just like, this is just actually a good song. And people, it kind of makes them forget. And one person that did forget was Tank. So Tank said, challenge Chris Brown. What do you niggas be talking about? CB is a musical genius. If you've already followed, or if you've really followed his music, this style isn't new to him. It's only new to you. LOL. Well, no. So Chris Brown, while yes, his music definitely has changed over the years, I wouldn't say that he's a musical genius. I would just say he's somebody who does have musical talent that can't be denied or that can't be taken away from him. But, a musical genius, absolutely not. It always reminds me of that conversation that people do where they're always like, oh, Chris Brown is almost like a Michael Jackson. He's like Michael Jackson. Chris Brown can't dance like that. Now let's be honest. Chris Brown, can he dance? Absolutely. But Chris Brown isn't making up dance moves like a Michael Jackson that are staples within the dance community. Like Chris Brown, he up there doing backflips and turnarounds and all kinds of stuff, but he's not really dancing. He's not putting a boom boom clap. Like he's not doing that. He's not doing some of the stuff that Michael Jackson was doing. I wouldn't call him a musical genius. I would just say he's somebody who can sing. Like he stays in his range. What he does is he figures out what his range is. When he was younger, he knew what it was that will make him a heartthrob to young girls. And he stayed in that range for years. And then as he got older, he had different ranges. And then he did do that. But he's not moving outside of those ranges. Like, and I guess even to say like, well, he has moved over the years and he found what works for him. Yes, but he's not pushing himself outside of that comfort zone. And honestly, if you listen to his music back then to his music now, maybe you could say like, yeah, it's very different, but honestly, not really. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just a little different for me, but I don't think that Chris Brown is, sitting over there doing like all of this different kinds of music that is just, anyways. But one thing that Chris Brown did say on Instagram, he put Chris Brown make the same damn song over and over. Me, I bet. And then he did Fallen, and he said song and visual available now. Brown breaks the rules only when necessary. Album May 8th. And he has this thing where he's like leaning back and he is and people that are like, oh, it's gonna be a really great song because whenever he's like leaning back or whatever, or whenever people are leaning back, that usually means that their album is going to be really good. You know, a la like Michael Jackson and some other people that have had like top 10 albums, or not top 10, but top tier albums. And I'm just like, no, like, I just think that Chris Brown keeps trying to put himself in the same box as a Michael Jackson, and it's just not working, sister. It's not working. Like, you're not a Michael Jackson. And that's one thing I do like about Beyonce. I think Beyonce wants to be on the level of a Michael Jackson, but Beyonce is Beyonce because she's not trying to be anybody else. Like, Chris Brown, he needs to stop trying to put himself in the same box as a Michael Jackson, as like this person colon great close colon, like he needs to put himself as like, I am Chris Brown, you know. But honestly, he don't need to put himself in anything. He needs to stop putting his hands on women. That's what he needs to stop doing. Another thing with Chris Brown was that apparently people, they had like gunshots outside his house. When I tell you, they was trying to get his ass to kind of get him up out of here. They didn't work though. He said, at this point, this pattern is old. I'm looking at the news like the rest of y'all, wondering when and where the word in the world the hell this happened. I've been in my crib the whole time. Ain't heard a gunshot, police car, or anything. Don't attach my name to none of the BS got S to do. Girl, what you got to do? The reason why you probably didn't hear that is because you was passed out, because they said that you be on, well, never mind. But apparently the police, they actually were responding to a call where a woman apparently ran over a man's foot. The man decided to pull out a pew pew and just start shooting at her car. And he has been arrested for that. So it looks like it actually did happen, but it just didn't happen with Chris Brown. Like, he wasn't attached to it at all. It just happened like in front of his house, like on the street in front of his house. So, I mean, I get what he was saying, where it's just like, look, that didn't have nothing to do with me, but it did happen in front of your house. You are a celebrity, you know. And then also, because of the menace that you've been to society and to women that you've had access to, it's going to be easy for people to believe that, you know, like if you want, ooh, excuse me, but if you want people to stop believing the situations that come up, you know, maybe you should be a better person in society. I don't know. I ask you. Another thing with Chris Brown was his housekeeper is suing him. So apparently in 2020, there was a really bad mauling by a dog on his property. So she is suing him for $90 million. And she's basically saying that, you know, he is trying not to allow her to show the pictures where she's being mauled, and like basically like what happened after, like her injuries. Chris Brown is in the court saying that she should not be allowed to show what happened, or like show the actual evidence of that this happened and how bad it was. She absolutely should be able to. One thing that they were saying was that Chris Brown and his team was trying to block her from being able to show or talk about the whole Rihanna incident. And I'm like, well, this happened with a dog. You know, I'm all for, look, if that happened, make his pockets hurt. But if that happened with a dog and that situation happened with Rihanna, like, unless he actually sicked the dog on her and he was being doing like some really weird stuff, then I don't know why the whole Rihanna thing would come up. But he's trying to basically stop the housekeeper from bringing up the Rihanna situation, and he he doesn't even want her injuries to be shown in court, like the pictures of the injuries. So it's just really sad. Like, I don't when I tell you, these people, they are like torturing the people that they work for. Another person that this happening with is Kylie Jenner. So Kylie Jenner, she is being sued by her housekeeper because the housekeeper was being bullied by her manager. Apparently the manager was moved out of that position once the housekeeper complained, but she was moved right back. The supervisor was moving right back into that position, and the supervisor started to do retaliation against her, and then it caused the housekeeper to feel so, you know, annoyed by or felt so done wrong by the situation that she decided that she was gonna write a long letter to Kylie, and then she put it on Kylie's bed. And then the housekeeper was told after that, don't even look at Kylie, don't talk to Kylie, don't, if you see her coming your way, girl, you better disappear. Boom. But the housekeeper said that she was experiencing a lot of racial discrimination because of her legal status as an immigrant, you know, all kinds of stuff. And it's just really sad. You know, one thing that I will say about the Jenners is that the Kardashian Jenners is that they are some of the people that you never want to work for. You know, I don't understand. Like, yeah, they have money, but that don't mean they want to give it to you. They was also saying this one won't even pay her fair wages. Like, this is a job where I'm coming in and I'm doing something. I know that my employer has the money, so why am I not being paid on time and in my full amount? But like, I don't understand why anybody would ever want to work for people who have been done wrong by them in the past. I know sometimes a job is a job, and you really do think that, look, I'm working for this high profile person, but those people, they don't want to come up off their money. They never do. So I really do hate that for her. I hope that she gets exactly what she's asking for. And I hope that supervisor that was fucking with her, she get her shit done too. I hope that she, loses her job, because, you sitting over here, you doing this for this woman, and she'll disrespect you too. She'll fire you, and then she'll rehire somebody, and then that'll be the end of it. If she hasn't fired her already, because now we all getting sued because of the way that you was treating this lady. But another person is the last person is 50 Cent. So he is being sued by his ex-employee, who has claimed that she was fired for refusing to help hide assets and file a fake police report accusing a driver of stealing his $600,000 car. Of his car and $600,000. Like, 50 Cent is always one of those people that likes to pretend like, everything is good over here, but everything is good over here, and I don't know what's going on with them people over there, but I ain't got nothing to do with it. But the truth is that 50 Cent be in the same amount of stuff as everybody else. Like, 50 Cent stuff is always horrible. I really wish that he would, kind of humble himself a little bit, because when stuff like this does happen, he started getting sued by his employees because because the employee didn't want to do fraud, like, you know better than T.I., you know better than these other people. Thankfully you're not, well, we don't know if he's not physically abusing or sexually abusing nobody. I'm not gonna say he is, but I'm not gonna say we don't know that. I'm not gonna say that he's not doing that, but thankfully nothing has really come out about that. But clearly he's doing other stuff, like he's Notori. What he did to Notori, she was one of his actresses in his shows, and he's sitting over there making fun of her. So I can absolutely believe this, that he wanted that woman to do fraud in her own name. And when she said no, she probably got fired, because he was like, you know what, if you won't do this, I'm 50 Cent. I can get somebody else to do this. You know what I mean? But good on her that she said, hell no, I'm not doing that. And also she can sue him now. Because filing a fake police report, absolutely they want to get his ass. Like, but yeah, she said that basically after that happened, things got ugly. According to the suit that she had filed, that she said that she was fired, and she had a Forbes feature about her pulled, that she wanted to do. So basically he said that that's not happening. And then she dealt with years of alleged intimidation and harassment, and she claims that the retaliation never stopped, accusing him of using calls, texts, and threats to silence her. And you know what, he was talking about Diddy, but that's exactly what Diddy did to Cassie, and that's exactly what Diddy did to a lot of people. So it's like, you're not as quote unquote bad as Diddy, maybe, but girl, you're not better than him. You're not better than him by far. But anyways, this has been Petty Talks with Deja. Let me know how y'all feel about these three celebrities. Honestly, they all look the same to me. They different shades of whatever, but they all look the same. They're horrible people. I hope that they get exactly what's coming to them. Maybe hopefully it's a car that's driving real fast, but just let me know what y'all think about this situation. Have a good day, okay?